Welcome to the Courageous Leadership Podcast. Come with me as I interview some really high caliber, super impressive leaders who are overcoming challenges and creating impact despite their fears, despite their doubts, and despite what's in front of them. You'll be inspired to take action and to support others to do the same. Our industry doesn't have a talent shortage. We have a courage deficit. And this is the mission behind this podcast, is to unravel some of the stories behind these leaders, how they've made pivots and bold decisions in their careers, and what they want to see change in the industry and how they're going about doing exactly that. I've been curious for a long, long time, and I've been interviewing leaders for a number of years. So I finally decided to culminate this and pull this together into a podcast to make it accessible to anyone who's interested in making big, bold moves in their career and in their life. I am obsessed with how leaders are doing what they're doing, the good ones. And so I'm excited to share the stories with you. And I must admit that I'm doing this for quite selfish reasons. I'm inspired by the leaders that I'm in conversation with. And I love what a podcast can do in terms of shifting your perspective, opening your eyes to something and showing you what's possible. And although you might not be following the exact path that the leaders that I'll be speaking with are following, it still will be incredible to listen to their stories and to see something in your own path that perhaps you haven't seen just yet, and or helping you get through a situation, a challenge that is right in front of you, that if only that could just be put to one side and you could move on and do bigger, bolder things. I'm deliberately reaching out to a diverse mix of leaders from across the built environment spectrum and adjacent industries, so that we can wrestle with this idea of gaining perspective on the situations that we're currently facing and the things that are around the corner and up ahead. So I love that it's about curating conversations that matter. I value your time, and I respect the fact that you've tuned in to this episode, and I hope that you get what you need out of it. And ideally it is one inspiration per episode, that you walk away with something really tangible as a strategy, as a next move, as a new perspective on your current situation. For me, that's a win, and for me, that's what's driving these conversations, and really why I've set out to create a podcast for you, for leaders who are interested and encouraged to do bold things, but really want some inspiration as to how they can go about doing that. And I have to say that I am a leader who has come from a very shy, quite conservative background, and have worked my way up within architectural practice. And now I have my own business, and I am discovering how it is to be an entrepreneur. So I've traversed many of the paths that possibly some of you are facing now, in terms of many different scale projects, from very small residential right the way through to large scale national infrastructure projects. So I have that experience of different sectors and different scales within an architectural practice in terms of the projects that are run, and in terms of access and exposure to experts within consultant teams and client teams. And I have always been curious about how it is to run the architecture and built environment industry as a business, as a profitable force for good business. And really, that's why I've set out to support leaders, and what's behind interviewing the leaders that you'll get to meet via this podcast. So I hope that you tune in to as many episodes as you are inspired to do. And I would love you to share the journey with others as well, because I think as much as we can learn aspects of leadership, we haven't been trained as leaders. We've fallen into these roles. And this is what I love about the conversations, that everyone I've spoken to, no matter how high caliber they are in terms of their job title and what they've accomplished already, they are very humble in terms of, well, I'm still curious, I'm still learning. And I'm still trying to surround myself with the right people. And I think that's the essence of what I've learned in even just culminating this first series, pulling together these interviews. It's that reassurance, if you like, that kind of just validation that leadership is a journey and you evolve as a person, you're evolving in your career, you're opening different doors and you're pivoting, and you are hopefully leading the next generation of leaders with you. And it is all about how you can be a force for good and also create the impact that you want to make, because so many of the leaders that I speak with and the next gen coming behind, we come into this profession wanting to create a difference. So I hope that I can provide inspiration via these podcast interviews and the courage shorts that I'm also curating, so that when you've only got 10-15 minutes, there's something to listen to, booster your confidence and get you to take action, because it is obviously all about the action that is taken and the conversations and the connections that you make. That is where the opportunities are created, and that's how we can move this profession and this industry forward. This podcast is brought to you by the Courageous Leaders app. This app is designed to get you to lead with clarity, be highly valued, and build your impact. It's for leaders who've outgrown the way things have always been done, for next-gen leaders who know that there is a more effective, more courageous way to lead. And they just need a framework, and they need the tools and the tips and the strategies from somebody who has been through it and somebody who has researched leaders who have done big, bold, courageous things. And why is this different? This gives you tangible tools and strategies that you can apply immediately, no matter what stage of the project you are on or what sector, what scale. It feels as though you've got an expert leader in your corner, and you can make this fit your schedule. I've had very busy leaders go through my program, and they're amazed that they had time to do it, and the actions and the things that changed around them as a result. So I can't wait for you to check it out for yourself.